Hi, my name's Mark and I'm here with...
Harry, I'm 20 years old and I run a marketing agency.
Okay, so Harry, tell the people a little bit about your backstory, like growing up, that sort of thing, how you were in school. Just give them a little bit more insight about you.
So I started my entrepreneurial journey, let's say back in school. I actually started selling sweets. I feel like most people jumped into selling sweets. Or me personally, I just started selling sweets back in school. Funny thing is, I had a friend called Solomon. We actually started, going into Poundland and stealing sweets and then selling them in school. And yeah, we made 100% profit. And there was
100%
another
profit.
guy that was also selling. His name was Liam Boxall, and he was like the competitor, people that we were obviously trying to outsell. But yeah, I feel like that's where it started. And then from then onwards, I went into college, started dibbling and dabbling into the wrong side of selling. But yeah, I learned my lesson from there and I kind of went into my agency. I just started pushing for, I basically started looking and searching into online money because there was a lot of things going around, kind of people showing me, there's loads of ways to make money online. And I kind of met one of my friends who was in the home improvement niche. And yeah, we went to a networking event together and those people doing OnlyFans management, Amazon FBA, drop shipping, Forex. And yeah, I just thought the online space is definitely something that I want to get into. And yeah, just rocked up to the event, kind of started searching how I can run an agency and how I can actually give value to the home improvement niche. And yeah, went on to my first client, which was in person. I actually met him at a networking event, showed him how he can utilize social media and start monetizing content to not only bring more views, but to monetize the value and services that he can provide to his local area.
No. Let's unpack that because you just went through like 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years of your life in about 2 minutes. But let's go back here to school when you said you started selling sweets at school, because I did the same thing at my school. So I know exactly what you're talking about and how it was. Let's talk about, you said a guy called Liam was also selling and he was your competition, because that's one thing you learn early on in business is competition. So like talk a bit more about that and how did you deal with that?
Well, he actually started quite before us, and we understood that there was a market for sweets in the school. And kind of seeing the way he packaged his deals, and he had quite a vast customer base. People would always go up to him and break lunchtime. So we thought, okay, how can we do this with more products, services? So he had Starburst, he had all the normal, let's say, what people wanted, and we kind of differentiated and started getting cookies, started getting different things from different suppliers, and yeah, just started kind of pushing it out. And because we had so much more stock, we brought the price down and started pushing them out way more than he did.
Wow. So you guys used the method of like pricing a lot cheaper than your competitors, which led to more people coming to you.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. And that worked out.
Yeah, definitely. That worked out for quite a while, to be fair. We started kind of looking at how to implement football and just add like tournaments and things to it as well. So we had quite a big stack of food, and people would come out at lunch and we'll have like a 1v1 or 2v2, and whoever won it. And we just kind of started adding different offers to make it more entertaining, which I feel like attracted more clients who were more valuable and kind of wanted to take our products instead of his, because we
Yeah.
kind of mixed it up and made it unique.
No, I get that. So what were the like transferable skills that you learned selling sweets in school that you now apply today in your agency?
You have to have a valuable USP, which is a unique selling point. And once we understood that he has more experience and more time in selling sweets, what can we do to differentiate ourselves and push our product or service, even though they are kind of the same, make it different so people come to us instead of him.
Wow. So you'd say like developing a USP was really a key thing that you learned.
Definitely.
Wow. No, that's great. So let's fast forward now. So you sold sweets in school, and then you went down the wrong path. But then you discovered this online money thing. You discovered the fact that you can make money online. So talk to me a little bit about that and how you like who was the content creator, or maybe the person that you watched, or the person that sent you the video. Like, how did you get into this create money online space?
To be honest with you, I feel like I was in a really bad place where my twin brother, I've got a twin, he was going to uni, and my parents were kind of just on me on trying to find something to do because I went to college, I got kicked out of college, I was doing electrical. And yeah, I feel like my brother went out and went to pursue something, and I was just in that place where I was kind of indecisive of where I wanted to go. So I was just looking online and I saw Forex, which I'd done that for 2 months, just lost bare money to some influencer. And then I went into digital marketing, and I was like, okay, this is something that I'm interested in, marketing yourself. And I went to an app called Coursera, actually done a Coursera app, which I could apply to my CV, which I thought, okay, I could go into an apprenticeship with. But yeah, I went into an apprenticeship. It wasn't an apprenticeship, it was an internship for 6 months out in Barking. And yeah, once I went there, it was kind of a work experience type of setting on how I can use my skills and use my creativity to go into a company and kind of pursue marketing. But yeah, the 9 to 5 route just wasn't for me. And whilst I was in that course, I met someone called Patria and Patrice, who were business coaches, but they were also in that course to help creatives understand what they wanted to do for the future. And yeah, that's when I kind of was just dibbling and dabbling into SMMA, understanding how social media marketing works. And I actually invested in a mentor, spent £2,500, which was meant to go for my first car.
Yeah.
But yeah, she kind of broke down how she can get me to 10, 15K a month in so and so time. And yeah, I really thought that me investing that money would help me get to that point. But yeah, I just didn't understand, and I didn't do my research. And one thing I did learn from spending a vast amount of money on a mentor or someone that I thought could take me to a certain point with a blueprint that they've made up, is to do your market research and kind of understand what that person's come from and what they've actually done in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, after losing that amount of money, I kind of went back to the drawing board. And as I said before, went to a networking event, met loads of other people. And yeah, I met one of my good friends, Basushi, who was in the marketing space already. And he was in the niche that I wanted to go into and pursue. So yeah, from then onwards, I was just cold calling, kind of understanding what value that niche wanted. And yeah, from there onwards, I was kind of built up from there.
Yeah, no, that's really insightful, especially the part where you say like you invested 2.5K that was meant to be for a car. So he chose, to invest £2,500 of his own money into a business coach rather than get a car. So you chose to walk with the mentor than to get a car and to look cool and maybe get some other things in your life.
My mindset in that period was you need to build wealth and you need to some way create residual income online without working for money or putting your time into money. So I feel like with that mentor, it kind of pushed me to just see what was on the other side of that wall of, okay, this person says they've done this and this, why can't I do it?
But it's really insightful because you went out and you took that risk. Most people would never ever take that risk. They'd be like, nah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important for people to go out and actually take the risk and do something. Like if they want to set their mind on something, they should do it. And
definitely, I feel like risk is probably one of the most underrated things that get people the success that you see today. I feel like when I take risk and I'm in that type of decisive factor saying, should I do that? Should I do, like, there's a kind of energy that tells me to do it. And every time I do it, I either learn from it or I see a good outcome from it. So yeah, a risk in the life of an entrepreneur is very, very vital if you want to do big things.
Yeah. So you said that you met up with a guy called Masushi, and talk to me a little, because I know that he runs a private group. So talk to me a little bit more about that and how that's helped you and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I went to his first kind of networking event back in October in London. And when I tell you that it kind of opened different paradigms in my brain of how I can actually see the world different and how much money there actually is out there if you really just open yourself up to a frequency of people that want to do better for themselves and have found different steps to actually make it in life. I mean, when I mean make it, I mean put down the foot and actually find how they can add value to society and make an income from that. But yeah, the first networking event that I went to, it was an eye opener because I didn't understand how people made money online. But when you actually sit down with these people, they're just normal guys. And they're just, you know what I mean? They just want to make it out of the rat race, I guess. And when I sat down and spoke to these people and understood how they've started out, it's all about just taking that risk and just learning as you go, which I feel like I've done for the past year. And there's been a lot of ups and downs, but the networking part of it helps you understand that people will help you if you put yourself out there and you actually take that first step.
Yeah. No, that's profound. I wanted to ask, so you said about frequencies, and I'm a big believer that everything is energies, frequencies, and vibrations. I know it sounds like a LA white girl talking, but when you actually deconstruct life and you understand how everything is created, and everything is energy, and energy can't be created or destroyed unless you're God. And I don't think anyone watching here is God. I'm not God.
Of course not.
I don't think you're God. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about, you talked about frequency. So I wanted to ask, you said that you was in a low period of your life before you had got into this make money online space, before you started your marketing agency. Talk about how you went from a low frequency to a high frequency, or to the frequency you're at now.
It all started with changing my mindset and understanding that where I want to be and the person I want to become can only happen if I do the things or take action every single day, build up habits that that person in the future would want to be. So the first thing I actually started doing was just researching, and I just started waking up bare early, started doing 50 push-ups, and yeah, started just doing things that I know my future self would be proud of. But yeah, definitely started taking fitness and health very seriously at the start. And yeah, I feel like through that, it kind of pushed me to a point where I was going to the gym every single day. And the discipline that I built from that, I put into the work and the cold calling that I started doing. And yeah, I feel like the habits and the standards that you set yourself every single day will help you with the energy and the frequency you need to be at to understand the steps you need to take to become that person.
So you say, like, you feel like it's a mindset thing. So once you had got your mind right, you started putting things into action. That's when things started to change for you.
Definitely.
And you talked a lot about the person that you wanted to become. And I've been studying a lot about the phrase, or even the, how can I put it? The quote about be, do, have, which is very simple, but when you actually understand it on a deeper level, it becomes so significant. The be is your identity, the do is the actions that you're taking to become that person, and the have is the byproduct, which is the outcome. But us as humans, we tend to be heavily focused on the having, which is the material things, which is achieving the success, when really the most important thing that you start off with is the being, which is who you are, the identity. So talk about like, you said you was focused on becoming, like tell the
Yeah,
people a little bit
definitely. I
more about
mean,
that.
at the start, as you said, be and becoming, I was really focused on the result of getting that invoice or that Stripe account. But one thing that changed where I wanted to be is having the mindset of it doesn't matter how long it's going to take. If you put in the work repeatedly every single day, there's going to be opportunities that come by you, and that will be things that you wouldn't even fathom or think about, and they will just come. But because you have been putting in the work, you've been building up the habits and the discipline, the opportunity, when it does come, you won't fumble it or it won't go away, because it's your time and you've been working towards the opportunity, but it just came to you at the right time when you needed it.
Yeah. So no, literally, I think what you just said was completely spot on, and the becoming part is definitely the most important of the three, because where like you want to change your life, the thing that you want to change isn't necessarily the materials. Well, I don't think it should be anyways. I think it's mainly based on the identity, because the identity that stays with you forever. Materials can come and go. So no, I think that is key. But I wanted to ask you, like, what has been some of the challenges since becoming a new person, in a sense, running an agency and even in your life?
I would say refraining from going back to the old habits and understanding that there is more out there, but you need to be consistent with the work that you're putting in the present moment to get the results that you want in the future. And you never know when those results are going to come. So, yeah, the most hardest thing is just keeping my mental right and understanding how I can mentally bypass all of the negative thoughts that come when something doesn't go right, or I lose a certain client, or, you know what I mean, some of the service delivery that I thought was gonna happen or act a certain way doesn't happen. It's kind of just getting my head back into the balance stage of, okay, this has happened. You can move forward, stay in this negative state, or look past what you've already done and just push past all of the, yeah, just the negative things that you think are holding you back, but really and truly, they're just learning curves.
I've got a deeper question for you here, actually. Do you feel like you're battling your old self?
Definitely. Definitely. I've been reading a book. It's called The Power of the 48 Laws of Power. And in that book, on the 40th law, it says something about fighting your old demons and kind of battling your old habits and the person who you were once was.
Yeah.
And with that, it kind of pushes me into a state of doing the hard things, even if I don't want to, because the person who you was would do those things. I mean, wouldn't do those things. And yeah, you just need to keep pushing yourself to kind of be that person you want to be.
To be that person, yeah. So what would you say to someone, let's say someone's watching this and they're heavily inspired by you and they want to start their own marketing agency? What would like 5 steps be for them to get started doing that?
First of all, I would say find a passion in the niche or a business that you actually want to market for. Secondly, just call up these businesses and see how your creative marketing skills, or how you can find a service that you think will be beneficial to these people, call them up and just ask them simple questions, because they will give you the market research or the little advice that you can go and do your research on and tweak little things to make your service or product the best version for themselves. Thirdly, go to networking events, because meeting other people that have done what you've done or do what you want to do will just give you a different mental state of how you can actually be the best marketing agency for the niche, the market that you want to go into. Fourth, you just need to get on the ground and do that groundwork, cold calling, understanding the marketing aspects of the market you want to go into. And fifth is start building habits. Leave out, even if you want to go into the agency space, start building external habits that pushes you to be disciplined when you don't want to be disciplined. And you can then transfer those skills into the business that you're currently doing.
Yeah. Wow. That's insightful. So he's literally giving you guys the blueprint. So, yeah. What would you want to say to the people closing off?
Chase your dreams, because I feel like I've started something, and when you start something, you're quite hesitant and quite apprehensive to see where it can go or what can happen because of the scare factor of not knowing what the future is. And a year ago from now, I wouldn't think that I'm in the position that I am now. And I'm not anywhere near where I want to be. So yeah, just chase your dreams. And if you really want to be the unicorn, I feel like you just have to kind of be the black sheep and kind of just not know how things are going to go. But if you have faith, and another thing, religion, having faith in the dream that you're chasing and the creativity that you feel like God has put in your heart and the talent that you think that you can push out to the world. Yeah, just having that faith that you know what your dream is, and whatever haters or enviness that you do see out there won't get to you.
Chase your dreams, guys.
Literally.
Chase your dreams.